Hafa-day students, I'm Josh Tenorio, your Lieutenant Governor. Thank you for being with us today and for taking the time to continue your learning with PBS University. I also want to thank your teachers and support staff at GDOE and PBS Guam for their work and their commitment to you, our students. Si Dus Maasi, and we hope that you enjoy this PBS University instruction.
PBS University is a program by PBS Guam and the Guam Department of Education in conjunction with public school teachers. These lessons are created to provide both parents and students with a unique educational experience while helping students to continue learning at home. PBS University, next on PBS Guam.
1, 2, 3, 4. Come along, let's sing a song. We'll have a great adventure. Today's the day, let's learn and play. We'll have a great adventure. Numbers, letters, science things, all that we can do. Help you deal with how you feel. Share with us too. It's super cool and just like school, our awesome learning adventures. So grab a friend, the fun will end. Our awesome learning adventures. Awesome learning adventures with PBS University. Fast, fun, fast. Fast, fun, fast.
It's fall season, and you know what that means. We have some fall traditions happening around the world. One of the fall traditions that I participate in is Halloween. What do we sometimes see in decorations for Halloween? Did you say witch? Well, yeah, sometimes we do see that. In Tagalog, we call them bruja. Let's say it together, bruja. Bruja, witch.
Good. Did you know that the word witch has a digraph in it?
What's a digraph?
That's when two letters make one sound like shh. Don't be frightened.
Kinda too late for that. What's a digraph in witch?
It's the last part of the word C and H. Witch.
Well, it's time for me to go to literacy class now. Bye!
Hi kids! Welcome to PBS University. My name is Miss Bateman, and I will be your new first and second grade literacy teacher. Literacy means we will talk all about vocabulary, reading, and writing. And speaking of vocabulary, let's learn a cultural phrase from the language of Chuukese. In English, we ask, "How are you?" to ask someone how they're feeling or how they're doing on that day. In Chuukese, this is translated into Ifa usum. Let's spell that out. Ifa, I-F-A, usum, U-S-U-M, followed by a question mark, because we are asking a question. Again, the phrase is Ifa usum. Let's say that together. Ready, go! Ifa usum. Great job, everyone! Now you have learned to say Ifa usum, which means, how are you? Now, before we get into today's lesson, I've got a fun question for you. What did the math book say to the literature book? You'll have to wait till the end of today's lesson to find out the answer.
Today's literacy goals include defining the word category and placing fruits and vegetables into their correct categories based on their key characteristics.
First, we will define our term, category. By placing people or objects into categories, we are classifying them based off of certain characteristics. Today, we will identify the differences between fruits and vegetables, so we can place them in their correct categories. Before we practice placing them into their correct categories, let's talk about some fun facts that separate the two food groups.
Characteristics of fruits include that they mainly contain seeds and that they grow from the flower of the plant they come from. Vegetables are different in which they come from the root, the stem, and even the leaf of the plant. Sometimes multiple portions of the vegetable can be consumed, such as the stem and the leaf.
Now, let's identify some common fruits and vegetables. Common fruits include apples, oranges, strawberries, and bananas. Some common vegetables include cucumbers, corn, carrots, and potatoes. Let's move back to our activity board and practice placing these fruits and vegetables into their correct categories. Let's go! Wait! Before we get started with our activity, here's how you can participate at home. On your screen, both categories will be shown. Fruits on your left, vegetables on your right. As each fruit or vegetable appears on screen, use your pointer finger to point at which side the fruit or vegetable will go. Are you ready? All right, let's go!
All right, let's get started. Remember, point to the left if you think it is a fruit, or to the right if you think it is a vegetable. First, we have banana. Is it a fruit or a vegetable? Banana goes in the fruit category. Next, we have carrots. Which category? Fruits or vegetables? Yes, carrots go in the vegetable category. Okay, here's our next one. What about potatoes? Fruits or vegetables? Potatoes go in the vegetable category. Good job, everyone! All right, here's our last one. How about apples? Are apples fruits or vegetables? Yes, great job! Apples go in the fruit category.
So, how did you do with our activity board? You got them all correct? Great job! Today we talked about categories. Remember, categories are a way to classify people or objects based on their characteristics. We focused on fruits and vegetables today. What were some of those fun facts? Yes, you remembered! Fruits come from the flower of the plant and contain seeds, whereas vegetables typically come from the root, the stem, or the leaf of the plant. And sometimes we can consume multiple parts of the vegetable, including stems and leaves. Oh, what's that? Oh, you're waiting to hear the answer to the question I asked you earlier? Do you remember the question? I asked you, what did the math book say to the literature book? He said, "You're so full of great stories, but I'm just full of problems." Awesome job again today, kids. Practice those categories and always remember, imagination creates reality. Bye!
Hello and half a day, boys and girls. My name is Miss Nia, your first and second grade math teacher here at PBS University. I'm so excited to get to know all of you. What's that? I have something on my head? Oh, this is a flower crown, or as they call in the Caroline Islands, a mohair. Can you say mohair? Good job! Did you know that mohairs, or flower crowns, have a very special meaning? Which I will tell you after our lesson. Now, for today's lesson, we're going to practice counting from 1 to 100 in ones and groups of 10. Are you ready to practice counting with me? Awesome! Let's get started.
We're going to use these flowers to help us count to 100 in groups of 10. Here's a group of 10 flowers. Let's count them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now we're going to put them in a bundle off to the side. Do you know what number comes after 10? Correct! 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Do you know what comes after 20? 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Good job! Next we have 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90! Last bundle, team. 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Now let's count in groups of 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. We have 100 flowers in 10 bundles of 10. Good job, team.
Great job, boys and girls. Thank you so much for counting along with me. Now, let's review one more time. What did we learn today? That's right. We learned how to count from 1 to 100 in ones and in groups of 10. Now, I can tell you the very special meaning behind my flower crown. Or, as they say in Carolinian, a what? A muer. Good job. Muers, or flower crowns, are used for very special occasions, such as birthdays, graduation, and weddings. Now, can you guess what special occasion today is? You're right! Today is our very first day of class, and that is a very special occasion. All right, boys and girls, well, that's it for today's lesson. But until next time, remember to think positive and be positive, because positivity always adds up. Bye!
Hello, boys and girls. Welcome back to PBS University. Quick question. How many of you love science? Raise your hand, because I know I do. And if you don't love science, that's okay, because I'm going to take you on a big scientific adventure. I'm Miss Valencia, your first and second grade science teacher. Part of learning all about the world is learning about the people and the different languages that they speak. Today, we are going to learn about 3 different languages, and we're going to learn how to say beautiful in those 3 languages. First, we have maganda, which means beautiful in Tagalog. Second is bonita, which is beautiful in CHamoru. And the last one, the third one, is piaoliang, which is beautiful in Chinese. It's time for our science fun fact. For today's science fun fact, we are going to learn about a little tiny insect. I wonder what it can be. What's that sound? Oh, is it a bee? It is a bee. Today's science fun fact, boys and girls, is going to be all about bees. But I'm going to share that with you at the end of our lesson. Today, we are going to learn about something that bees super duper love. Do you know what that is? That's right, flowers. We are going to learn about the different parts of the flowers today. Let's begin with some scientific definitions that we are going to use in today's lesson. The first one is oxygen. Oxygen is a gas that we breathe in. Everyone, go ahead and breathe in. Animals, like us human beings, breathe in oxygen in order to survive. And when we breathe out, we are releasing carbon dioxide. Plants need carbon dioxide to survive. So the plants take in the carbon dioxide and it releases oxygen, which is what we humans need in order to survive. Our third term for our scientific definition is... Wait, what's that sound? It's...
Hi!
Boys and girls, look who it is!
Hi, Miss Valencia!
Mr. Choco, hi!
So what are you guys talking about today?
We are talking about our scientific terms.
For what?
Something about plants.
Plants.
Yeah.
Oh, I love plants. Oh, I know. Did you talk about oxygen already?
Yes, we talked about that.
Let me guess the next word, carbon dioxide. Did you talk about that?
Yes, we did talk about that, right, boys and girls?
Cool.
Yes.
Okay. What's left? Photosynthesis.
Yes, the next term is actually photosynthesis. You read my mind.
I know. I'm like the X-Men. I'm like Professor Xavier. All right, so let's break down the word photosynthesis. Let's start with photo. Boop, right there. And we'll take pictures. Boop. Actually, it's not about taking pictures. Photo means
Light.
light. And synthesis means
To create.
to create. So we're going to create something out of light. That's what photosynthesis means. All right. So where does photosynthesis happen?
It actually happens in a special part of the plant.
Okay. Are you going to reveal that to me now or later?
Later on.
Later, okay.
They need to learn about it first, and then we can share with you later.
Okay, that sounds good.
yeah.
Well, I'm going to go look for some things happening outside with the plants and do some oxygen and carbon dioxide stuff with
Yes,
them.
breathe in
Breathe in and breathe
oxygen.
out. Bye.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ochoco, for helping us learn about the term photosynthesis. Last word we are going to define, boys and girls, is nutrients. Nutrients is something that animals and plants need in order to grow and maintain its life. Let's go over what the four terms are. First up is oxygen, and then carbon dioxide. The third is photosynthesis, and the last is nutrients. It's time to go over the parts of the plant. But I need some flowers. Ta-da! I have some flowers. These are actually tulips. The first part that we are going to learn about, boys and girls, is this pink part right here. These are known as, that's right. Did someone say petals? Correct. These are known as petals. And petals are super duper important for the flowers because it attracts something like bees or other insects or maybe even humans because, I don't know, I just like the way they look. Let's talk about the next part of the flower, boys and girls. It's super important in order to provide nutrients for the flower itself. I wonder what part it can be. Did someone say the stem? Correct. The stem helps provide nutrients for the flower. All the nutrients travel from the ground and work its way all the way up and throughout the entire plant or the entire flower, including all of the leaves and all of the beautiful or bonita petals. Since we brought up leaves, let's talk about why the leaves are so important. The leaves, boys and girls, is where photosynthesis, do you remember that term? Photosynthesis is where photosynthesis takes place in the flower.
Ding dong! Hi, you guys!
Choco!
Hi, it's me again!
Hello!
So, I heard you saying photosynthesis and I was outside and I was like, what's going on there?
We're talking about the parts of the flower.
Cool! And your part right now is, what part are you in?
We are on, what part are we on, boys and girls? That's right. Did you hear that?
I think so. Did you guys say the leaves? Yes!
Yes,
oh,
they did.
Cool! So that's this part here.
Correct.
Cool. And what happens in there again?
Well, the leaves, they take in the sunlight from the sun and they convert it to other things that the flower needs in order to grow.
What else did you guys talk
We
about?
talked about the petals and we talked about the stem because the stem, it helps transport the nutrients throughout where?
That's right, throughout the flower itself.
Cool. Awesome. Okay, and the last thing is these guys.
Yes, these are known as the pistils, right there.
Pistils. Cool. And what's in the pistils?
Well, in the pistils, you can find the pollen in there. Yes, and what did we talk about with the pollen, boys and girls, and the bees?
Oh, I know. That's when the bees go inside the flower, and then they kind of rub into the pistil, and they get all the pollen and they spread it around, and they help things to blossom and grow.
Yes, that's exactly it, Mr. Ochoko.
Yay!
Yes, great job.
That's so cool. So that's the pistil.
Yes. Let's do a quick recap on the parts of the flower with our friend, Mr. Ochoko.
Me, Mr. Ochoko.
Yes.
Okay, so let me try to remember what you said. We talked about the petals.
Yes.
And I know that the petals are supposed to be pretty so they can attract animals.
Yes.
And like insects.
Yes.
Because they need to pollinate things with the pollen.
Yes, which is found where?
Inside the flower.
Right there.
Let's get clues. Ooh, wow, cute. And then we also talked about, you guys also talked about the leaves. I remember that because of photosynthesis.
Yes.
And that's kind of like the breathing and the engine and the energy of the plant. And then we talked about, or you talked about, the stem. Right?
Yes.
And the stem brings in nutrients from the ground into to the plant, and it helps the plant to grow even more.
Yes.
And then we talked about the pistils. The pistil.
Yes.
Right there. And that's the part that all of the bees like. Did you guys talk about the nectar?
No, we did not talk about nectar.
That's so yummy. It's the thing that turns into honey.
Yum.
That the bees transform to honey.
Wait, Mr. Ochoko, is this our science fun fact?
Oh yeah, that is the
science
fun
fun
fact. Bees actually take the nectar, that's the sweet part of the flower, and transform it into delicious honey.
I love putting honey on my bread.
Oh my gosh, I love putting honey like on everything, on pancakes. Well, thanks for teaching me about all of this stuff.
Thank you for joining us, Mr. Ochoko.
Of course, anytime.
Yes, I could take these flowers.
Oh, yes.
You have to go and buzz off like a bee.
Like a bee. I will go with the bees.
Yes. So much things we've learned about plants, boys and girls. Go ahead and kiss your brain. Because you all did such a fantastic job learning about the different parts of a flower. See you back next week here at PBS University. Bye!
Hi, friends! Welcome back to PBS University with me, Mrs. Pegarito, your first and second grade social studies teacher. Xie xie, that means thank you in Mandarin. Can you say it with me? Xie xie. Your turn. Awesome! Thank you, Xie xie, for joining me today on another episode of PBS University. I am so very excited! You know why? Well, we are going on a special field trip today. That's right, boys and girls. I am gonna take you all the way to the United States capital, Washington, D.C. There we're gonna see a cool monument. This monument is called the Lincoln Memorial. I wonder why they have a monument of Abraham Lincoln. Here are your learning objectives. I can define biography. I can learn about the life of Abraham Lincoln. I can identify the Lincoln Memorial. Before we head on our field trip, let's discuss biography. Ooh, important cool word. Can you say biography? Let's hear it. Biography. All right.
Now, let's spell biography. biography. Let's sound it out. Biography. The P and H make the F sound. Biography. Biography. What is a biography? A biography is the story about a person's life. And today we are going to learn about Abraham Lincoln and the story of his life. Why was Abraham Lincoln so important? We know he's important. We see him on a penny and a $5 bill. But I wonder why they put his face on money. Let's find out. This is a replica cabin where Abraham Lincoln was born. A replica is a copy of something. He was born in a log cabin that looked like this. So this is a copy of Abraham Lincoln's old childhood home. He lived in Kentucky and was born on February 12, 1809. Wow, that was a long time ago. Did you know his parents couldn't read or write? Abraham Lincoln loved reading books and learning. He educated himself. Abraham Lincoln had a number of jobs. He was a storekeeper, a soldier, a surveyor, a postmaster. And when he was only 25, he was elected to the local government. Remember, Abraham Lincoln loved to read and write. He loved learning so much that he taught himself law. And he earned the nickname Honest Abe. In 1861, he became the 16th President of the United States. When Abraham Lincoln became president, the United States were divided over many issues, especially slavery. And this led to the Civil War. What is slavery? Slavery was a terrible system that treated people like property. That meant that people owned another person, and they forced them to work without any payment. That doesn't sound very nice. The war went on, but 2 years in, Abraham Lincoln signed something called the Emancipation Proclamation. He declared all enslaved persons free, making enslaving another person illegal. Now that we learned about the biography of Abraham Lincoln, let's head to the capital of the United States, Washington, D.C., to see the Lincoln Memorial. Let's go, friends!
Where are we going?
We are going to the Lincoln Memorial.
What do you see?
I see Abraham Lincoln.
Woohoo! Where are we?
And the Lincoln Monument, I think.
The Lincoln Memorial.
Hi, boys and girls. I'm here at the Lincoln Memorial, but we have to be quiet. It says, quiet, respect, please. And we can see the statue of Lincoln right behind me.
Well, friends, I had such an amazing learning adventure with you. We learned about the biography of Abraham Lincoln and visited the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. Sheshe! Thank you again for joining me on PBS University, and I hope to see you next time for first and second grade social studies. Bye, friends!
Blank and blank cost nothing, but mean everything. Can you help us figure out the missing words, kids?
Hey! Welcome to an episode of Character Education with me, Kuya Steven.
And me, Ate Miran. Kids, you may be wondering why we want to be called Ate and Kuya instead of Miss and Mr. like we are normally used to in the classroom.
That's because Ate Miran and I are both Filipinos. And in our culture, not only do we use the terms Ate and Kuya for older brothers and sisters, but we also use them to show respect.
Do you have terms like that in your language?
Can you try saying Ate and Kuya with us? Let's try it. Ate, Kuya.
Let's try that again, kids. Ate, Kuya.
You wanna go one more time?
Ate,
Kuya.
Great job, kids!
You're wonderful.
So kids, today we are going to learn about kindness and respect.
Have you ever had a toy that you love, but then you decide to just give it to someone else who wants it more?
Or are just filled with so much joy and happiness and gratitude that you want to tell all the people that you love them?
That's kindness. Kindness is when you do something nice for the people that you love without wanting anything in return.
And to learn more about kindness, let's go do an activity! We're gonna make kindness cards! Hey kids, welcome to Crafting with Ate Miran. And today, we're gonna be making kindness cards. We'll be needing a few things. To make these, you'll be needing paper, a pair of scissors, some pens, pencils, crayons, and maybe some glue. You don't always have to use glue, it's just if you have it or you have things that you want to add to it. So take a piece of paper, fold it in half, and then fold it in half again. Then open it up, take your pair of scissors, and cut through the lines. Then you'll be left with 4 small pieces. And on each piece, you can draw or write anything that you want to write. For today, I'm writing I love you and thank you on my cards. You can write other things like you're awesome, you're my best friend, or you're beautiful. Anything that you think will make your loved ones smile. And if you have things that you want to stick on your cards, like maybe a drawing of a star or a heart, then you can go ahead and use the glue to stick them on. And when you're done, they'll look like this. What did you write on your kindness cards? Wow, what a great activity, kids! I love all the phrases you chose for your kindness cards. So now, let's learn about respect.
In our culture, the way we show respect to our elderly is by taking their hand and putting it on our forehead. That's called mano po. Mano po means ask for blessing. We'll show you an example. Pretend that I am a kid and Ate Miran is the elderly. Mano po.
Bless you.
Oh. It's very simple. That's how we show our respect to the elderly. I'd love to know how you show your respect to your elderly in your culture.
Kids, you know, there are other ways to show respect too. Here are some ways that you can identify what respect sounds like, looks like, and feels like. Respect may sound like please, thank you, and you're welcome. Respect may look like listening to others and obeying your parents. And respect feels like thankfulness and gratitude. Because when you respect others and others respect you, it makes everyone happy.
Happy. Wow! Those are great ways to understand respect. What do you think respect sounds like, looks like, or feels like in your culture?
Hey kids, remember when we made these kindness cards? Now I've got some to give to my loved ones. Here you go, Kuya Steven.
Well, thank you, Ate Maren.
You're welcome.
Kindness is when you do something nice for the people that you love without wanting anything in return.
And respect sounds like please, thank you, you're welcome. It looks like listening to others and obeying your parents. And it makes us feel happy and good.
Oh, Ate Maren, I think I may have figured out how to complete the sentence.
Oh, really?
Kindness and respect cost nothing, but mean everything.
Wow! Wow, what a great episode we had today! Did you have fun? 'Cause we sure did! And that's all we have for today's episode of Character Education with me, Ate Miran.
And me, Kuya Steven. Always remember, kids, you are always enough. Until next time, bye!
Half a day, and half a day means hello in Chamorro. My name is Senora Rufina Ferreira Mendiola. Arigato, boys and girls, for joining Senora today. Arigato means thank you in Japanese. And yes, my neighbors are all Japanese, so every time I give them something, they say arigato. Don't forget, can you say arigato to Senora? Awesome! Senora has a joke for you. What did the Taninos dolphin say to the Hagan turtle? I'll tell you at the end of the lesson. Today, boys and girls, I'm going to teach you about numbers. Numbers are very important. Your age has a number. Telephone has a number. Your fingers has numbers. Your house has numbers. Do you know what else has numbers? Right, yes, awesome. I'm going to teach you what is numbers in Chamorro. 1, uno. 2, dos. 3, tres. 4, and 5, cinco. One more time. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. So now that you've learned the numbers in Chamorro, we're going to sing them using our fingers. Everybody hold up your hand. Show me your 5 fingers. Get ready. Uno, dos, tres, na kalalut. Cuatro, cinco, na kalalut. Uno, dos, tres, na kalalut. Cuatro, and cinco. Cinco na kalalut. Gikanaihu. Let's try with the other hand. Get ready? Uno, dos, tres na kalalut. Cuatro, cinco na kalalut. Uno, dos, tres na kalalut. Cuatro and cinco na kalalut. Gikanaihu. Now let's play some game. Boys and girls, let's go to the kitchen. Can you find 4 spoons, cuatro na quetzala? Let's count them. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Great job. How about your living room? Can you find 2 alunan? Dos pillow? That's right. Let's count them. Uno, dos, na pillows. How about your face? Let's see who can point to a part of the face with numbers. Who is the first one that's going to touch uno na nose? Great job. Uno na guiing. Uno na nose. How about dos na eyebrow? Great. Uno dos. Uno dos eyebrow. How about uno potset mouth? Uno mouth. Uno mouth. How about dos ears? Uno dos. Dos ears. Uno dos. How about dos ataduk? Uno dos. Uno dos. And who can show me cinco na kalalut? Yes, let's count them. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. That's right. Cinco na kalalut. Boys and girls, what did we learn today? Yes, we learned how to say arigato, means thank you in Japanese. And we learned how to say numbers in Chamorro, the regular way. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. Great job, Maulik, Gov Maulik, boys and girls, because you've learned so much today. Did I hear a doorbell again?
Hi, Senora. Hi, kids.
Hey, Mr. Choco.
It's me again.
Yes, it's
Well,
you.
you know, I heard that you had a joke about a turtle and a dolphin.
Yes.
How do you say it in Chamorro?
Toninos. So
Toninos.
I'm the Toninos, and
Okay.
thank you for joining me because you're the Hagan.
I'm the Hagen, okay.
So the Toninos said to the Hagan, move out of my way because you're too slow.
Okay, Senora, I'm moving.
Adios.
Adios.
Thank you for joining me, boys and girls, today. And that was a fun time with Mr. Ochoko. Remember, small things can make big things happen in life. Adios.